Welcome back to Boys in the Zone. I'm your host, EJ Savage, and Cowboys football sorta kinda back with training camp. I decided to make a video tonight talking about some of those things. So the camp standouts, what's happening with the Martin deal, a couple Micah comments, and tight end one spot, who's winning that, the wide receiver 4 spot, some other things. So without further ado, let's just jump in straight into the video. First camp standout, Jalen Tolbert. I mean, from the videos I've been seeing dropped, from the comments from some of his teammates, he just seems like a different player. From year 1 to year 2, he just seems like he gets it more. Brian Schottenheimer mentioned his notes. He's drawing all over his playbook in a positive manner. He's just trying to soak up all of the knowledge that he can from guys like Brandon Cooks, guys like CeeDee Lamb. Just really understands that, his rookie season wasn't good enough, so the time is now. To get better and appear on the field some more in 2023. So what we've seen thus far in training camp has been very positive from him, and I'm just excited to see more and see him on the field more in 2023. The next guy that I wanted to talk about a little bit was Deuce Vaughn. You see some of those meme videos and stuff like that about how he's a little toddler running away from his mom. All that stuff aside, the guy has some juice. He can run between the tackles. He can be a good pass catching back out of the backfield right away. I'm just interested to see how they utilize him. He's been running some with the first team, which is impressive. He's had some good runs. It's interesting to see where they're going with him. If they're going to put him in more of a Lance Dunbar role, or if they actually are going to allow him to run in between the tackles, allow him to get 4 or 5 carries a game on top of the pass catching side of the things for him. So very interested to see him in preseason. The last guy that I want to talk about, which really should come as no surprise, was Micah Parsons. I mean, the dude has been a bully. He's been dominating in training camps thus far. I really think that we're witnessing greatness with Micah. I mean, I think that let me just read this quote by Micah right here real quick. So he actually said, is the price of discipline worth a lifetime of regret? Said he's sick of coming in second and putting in all the work necessary to get to that first place position. So, I mean, you thinking about Micah, his first 2 years, made it to the playoffs, made it one step closer each time. I think that he's done with coming up second, done with losing to the Niners, especially, done hearing about how the Cowboys aren't good enough each year. I think this guy has a work ethic that is amongst one of the best in the league. He has all of the talent to be the defensive player of the year, and I think that this is probably the season that we see it get done. Just the work that he's putting in the off season, working with some of the guys like Andrew Whitworth, working with some guys like Baldy, working with just pass rushers that know what they're doing, and just honing in on his game, honing in on his craft. I just see so much from the young player, and I just see a leader emerging in this locker room. So very excited for Micah Parsons, and he also had some other comments about how this defense could be amongst the very best in the league, and I completely agree with him. I mean, you're talking about and I say this almost every single video, I feel like, but you're talking about one of the best defensive lines and one of the best secondaries in the league. If everybody stays healthy, I mean, this could rival some of those teams like the Doomsday defense, like the Seattle Legion of Boom, the Ravens defense back in the day. I mean, they have the players in place to do that. It's just a matter of going on the field and proving that they can do that. So very, very excited for that. As far as tight end 1, what's happening right there? Luke Schoonmaker continues to be sidelined with the foot injury. Honestly, kind of worrisome a little bit for me, just because they passed on Washington in the draft because he was a hurt guy, or wasn't really hurt guy, but he had some things that were hurting him, and now you see him in Steelers camp and he's doing fine basically, and Luke Schoonmaker's sidelined even at rookie mini camp. So just a thing to put out there. I just ultimately want to see Luke out there competing with these other guys like Ferguson, like Hendershot, for that tight end one role. But you know, I digress on that. The wide receiver 4 role, I think that right now Jalen Tolbert is clearly running away with it. But I wouldn't completely count out Kevontae Turpin. He's had some very, very nice plays, which I'm about to pull up here in a second, since he's had his daughter. I think he's been there the last 2 days. I think that he sees his, kind of just like Tolbert. I think that he sees his time as now, and if not now, it's probably going to be never. So there's no time to waste, as Micah said earlier. There's no time to waste. You know, you got to put in the work now to get where you want to be in the future. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into some of these videos that that I wanted to show some of you guys. All right, so it looks like this first video is the Kevontae Turpin one. Man, he's diving for the ball. Just shows the urgency and just the importance of, you know, practicing how you want to play each Sunday, and lays out for that ball. So this is against Hooker, and looks like LVE comes in a little bit late, but you know, a wonderful ball by Dak, and then just a better catch by Kevontae Turpin right there. Let's pull this one up right here. So yeah, sorry about that. Let me scroll back down. So the screen game. I think that Brian Schottenheimer, Dak Prescott, and Mike McCarthy really want to get the screen game involved. We haven't had that since Scott Linehan back in, what was that, like 2016? So very, very important to get the screen game going, because you think about the players that we have on our roster currently. You have Tony Pollard, you have Kevontae Turpin, you have Deuce Vaughn, you have CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks to an extent. All of those players can be utilized in the screen game. And then you think about tight end screens as well. Hendershot, Ferguson, Schoonmaker, if we can see what he has. I just see so much potential in our screen games, and it keeps the safeties honest. It keeps the guys on the edge honest. So one of those facets to the game that the Cowboys really have been missing the past few years under Kellen Moore. Let's scroll down to this video. So yeah, right here, it's just a pass rush win by DeMarcus Lawrence, screaming right here off the edge. Boom, hits Dak. Just highlighted that real quick. Go ahead and check this one out. So yeah, here's a nice little grab by Jalen Tolbert right here over the middle. A beautiful ball by Dak, pinpoint accuracy to allow his receiver to get some yards after the catch right there. Very nice play, and that looked like to be on Deron Bland. Skip that video for now. Oh, so here's a comment by Brandon Cooks about Dak Prescott. You can't fake leadership. His energy is contagious. The way that he comes out every single day, what he demands of himself and the team. I mean, the guy that you would follow into anything. So I will highlight this. I'll show the full play later, but this is Micah Parsons throwing Tyron Smith to the ground to get to Dak Prescott right here. I mean, that's just beastly by Micah right there. Here's the full play right here. If it'll pop up where I can do it. So then you can see that play, and then Micah could get home right there. I mean, Micah, as I mentioned earlier, just completely tearing training camp up. See this snap right here. So this is our draft pick, Brooks, getting a nice little win right there. Here's a deep ball by Dak, picked off by Hooker right there, Malik Hooker. But then we got this ball by Dak, and it's a much, much better throw all the way over the top. So it looks like possibly this was the same exact play, because you see Michael Gallup flashing right there, and then it looks like the same play. So perhaps Malik Hooker knew what was happening and could make a play on the second time, or Dak just made the adjustment. This was a nice run right here by Malik Davis that I wanted to highlight. Now, earlier today it came out that Ronald Jones is actually going to be suspended for the first 2 games of the season, which is going to hurt his likelihood of making the team, especially if Malik Davis is running like this. I mean, he's showing some juice out of the backfield, some nice vision right there to cut that back up inside. You can see he bounces it outside first and then boom, hits that. That's just such great work by Malik Davis right there. So let's see this. Nice little route by Deuce Vaughn. Alrighty, and we'll scroll down a little bit more. That's that long ball to him. There's Jalen Brooks. Micah play. Okay, here's a comment that I wanted to talk about a little bit by CeeDee Lamb. So, all the offense is in Dak's hands now. It's not necessarily being called from Mike or Kel since last year. It's all on Dak. However he's feeling versus the coverage, if he likes the matchup, we're going to call that play. Excuse me. So this is important. I mean, you talk about a season in which Dak kind of probably wishes he could have back last year, with all of the interceptions and whatnot. Mike McCarthy's putting even more trust in him this year, but they're changing it up a little bit. You saw earlier with some of these plays, they're obviously looking for the long ball. They're looking to open it up. They're having different route concepts for each receiver. They're not all going to be running the same exact route inside of a certain play, which is going to be huge. It's going to keep the safeties honest. It's going to allow corners not to sit on certain routes, and it's just going to allow Dak to do just like that in that video right there. Turpin just absolutely destroys. I did want to highlight this one. Turpin absolutely destroys Kelvin Joseph right here on this whip route. Boom, hits him. And then you see Brandon Cooks again over the top. Brandon Cooks is just, they're building that chemistry. Him and Dak are just building that chemistry on the long ball. I think that they're really building something with that. Right here, Kevontae Turpin, man, you can see the suddenness, the ability to get off the line quick, gets out there in this break. It's just great footwork, great suddenness and burst and the in and outs from Kevontae Turpin, and reminded me a lot of Tank Dell right there. This reminds me of a lot of the Senior Bowl type of stuff from Tank Dell. So here we go. Here's the 7-on-7 drill. Dak Prescott kicking it back, looks all the way over to there, back pylon to your man right there, Brandon Cooks again. Some of the guys also celebrated Dak's birthday. Right here, CeeDee Lamb right there to the back pylon, ends it off with a big punt, and there we go. This is that other play from a different angle for Brandon Cooks. Just a really nice ball by Dak. So Kevin Gray Jr. was also talking about some of Jerry's comments about saying that he couldn't pay Martin as much because basically they're going to have to make Micah Parsons the highest paid defensive player ever, which is just honestly kind of poor words by Jerry. Just, should have held his tongue there. You just hope to see Martin get his deal done and get back in training camp. So yeah, this is a sluggo route right here by Brandon Cooks, which if you know about the Eagles last year, that was A.J. Brown's bread and butter, was the sluggos and the slants. And if you don't know what a sluggo is, it's just a slant and then a go. And yeah, that's exactly what he's doing right there. Gets the corner to bite on the slant and then hits it up top. And just a beautiful pass by Dak Prescott. Yeah, not much to be said about that. And man, irritating me. Always having to refresh. Let me see if I can get that back really quickly because I did want to highlight this. like I mentioned earlier, I do think that Brian Schottenheimer is trying to get the deep ball going again. You have Michael Gallup, which is very good along the sidelines as a deep ball go getter. You have CeeDee Lamb, who can win over the top. We've seen that multiple times over the years. And then Brandon Cooks. I mean, I think that's the main reason why you brought Brandon Cooks in, is to stretch those safeties further back into the field and open up the middle of the field where a lot of Dak's interceptions were from. So very, very exciting that Brian Schottenheimer and Mike McCarthy are trying to cook that stuff up. And then just a little report here from Todd Archer, sorry. Dak Prescott went 9 of 14 in team drill Saturday, was victimized by one drop, ended a 2-minute drill with a perfect throw to CeeDee Lamb, who used the traffic from the slot to break free to the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. That is all I have for the video today. I will be posting some stuff on my Twitter, and let me get this off real quick, guys. We'll be posting some stuff on my Twitter, some videos. Shout out Eric Boots on the Ground. Shout out some other people that have been sending me some videos from training camp. Really, really appreciate everybody that watches the videos and supports my channel. If you are new here, please go ahead and leave a like. A subscription would mean so much to me. Those things are free and they only help me, and I just appreciate everybody sitting and watching this video or listening to this video. And without further ado, I guess I'll see you next week. So thank you.